maps by a gigantic margin. However, it seems that the game is about to go live in the knife round between the two teams. So who's going to start on the CTNT side? Okay, so good to know. The wait, they started knifing their own teammates.
Yeah.
I am fairly confused. Because I was considering, considering the fact that you're playing a best of 3, wouldn't it, you know, automatically be the team that chooses the map loses the choice? But I did not read the rules necessarily.
Yeah, but you're still right. As we see Nemiga pick the CD side, and the start off for the BO3 team is going to be in here on this side of the map. And meanwhile, Levadia starting again on the T side. That's their last match in the group stage. They won it 16-9 after losing half 0-8. But we'll see what they can prepare for us. 2 smokes and a couple of flashes for them. And hopefully the long control is going to be in their favor.
Well, it seems to be the case because Spur blows up Lear. A quick rush out forward. They tried to get aggressive towards Catwalk. Did spot no one there, but now the cross smokes come in, and Levadia are already on towards the bomb site. So a trade kill comes out, and the terrorists are losing a lot of HP. These long-range engagements against USBs not necessarily the best. On to wield Deagle enhanced Spur. That is very ballsy. Thinking for a second that he's going full Nico style, however, does eventually get taken down, and Switcher needs to find the 2 CTs, but peeks a little bit too wide, and that's going to be Box shutting it down. They managed to get the bomb quickly towards site, but they never got it planted on the site, and that's going to give Nemiga the opening pistol round.
Not bad, with some trouble that was there a little long. Of course, this opening frag from Spur, that was just something brutal, but the defense was on point, and you can even see there was no bomb plant. And Box just clears it up. Yeah, some really favorable names for Nemiga, Lollipop, and Brilliance playing together for quite a while. I don't know why there is no Iris Balance, quite a known player mostly in FPL, but of course with Nemiga cooperating for a couple of years. Though Levadia, I would focus on Switcher and Vista, as well as DFX as the Oper, but Team Money, not a really good start, and thrown opening kill for Nemiga.
Well, that's opening trade. Scout in hand. Does spot the other over the smoke. Won't be able to find a connection, though. And a 4-on-4. But weaponry definitely in favor still of the Nemiga side. And the Levadia haven't really gained them that much map control. They aren't getting heavily pushed out either. But they need to group up and decide on an avenue to attack soon enough. Towards mid, MDS speaks a bit wide. And now they can push forward, but the flank is already coming in top mid.
Oh, cheeky nade, bit of a damage, but just a scratch, you know. Brilliance holds it off, and again a team kill in the 1 round. I don't know if both teams agree that, okay, this is an eco, we can kill 1 teammate and save some money. But nah, at least it was a fair deal, so both teams got 1 team kill. And so Nemiga up on the second, they're gonna have the better arsenal into the next. But yeah, look at that, Lollipop burning in the molly of Box. And after all, still holding it around together and the HE to the finish. But look at that, the team kill came in and so Brilliance survived with just a couple of HP left. I feel like the luck is on the side of Nemiga this time.
Well, luck gets forced out with a lot of skill as well. So long range going for the fight. There are only a couple of pistols, no armor on the T side, so it shouldn't be too problematic. The gun barrel of Lollipop, I never know why people still hide in that gun, because the gun barrel always sticks out. Though Box just pushes him with the P2K, finds himself at 3rd in the round and easily shuts it down. But that angle that he was standing in towards short,
yeah,
every single time I see people hiding there, and you can just see the gun barrel sticking out from well, lower tunnels, which is always a very weird scenario to just give away your position.
I would still, prefer if he had the M4A4 that, well, isn't really buffed as A1S. That would be a different point, but look at that. The tags from Scouting the Orb already exchanged at mid. And Levadia, once again, over the long control and some map presence taken for them. Even though it might not be their greatest plan and idea to go there. Trying to figure out where the enemies are. Give us some options and spread around the map. Nah, that won't be the chance this time. As Lollipop and company has to hold the A side again.
I'm wondering who's going to pick up the AWP on Nemiga side, because normally that would, of course, be Idis Balance, but, well, he's not here. So, no clue whatsoever. And MDS, of course, is an inactive player of the roster, but it seems that they need his help. No one checking towards the car, and that's a big problem. Double kill for Brilliance with the MP9. Makes a nice 1,200 bucks. And they need to throw in a couple of smokes to make the cross towards the site happen. However, this is getting fairly dangerous for the T side, considering they're almost out of utility. Only a single molly left. They can't hide anymore. And they need to push and plant on towards the site. No, the molly does find himself a kill, and Sikta made it too in the process. Now it's all on there, but he's up against two more Ts with 17 HP on either. So this is definitely doable. The bomb still needs to get planted in the meantime, crossing in towards the site, and he's rushing forward. An AWP on the other side. They know exactly where he's coming from, but he could just Kukli this if he wants to, because they are so low. Though this is a very risky Kukli. Oh my lord, the man is playing with fire, does find himself Spur, looking for the 1v3 win. Sikol gets taken down, and that is Lear shutting it down. Sorry, Sikda. But the round picked up by Nemiga, very dangerous. They had a big advantage and almost threw it away, but luckily there was Lear. Also, I want to state the fact that Vista is -1 kills. Who did he kill? How did he, I missed something. When did he kill his teammate?
Yeah, I think that was in the
suicide?
second round, you know, when they lost the last battle against Brilliance, admit. So yeah, he didn't recover so well.
Yeah, that's a painful round, of course, to lose with a 3v1. Of course, very low in HP, but still, that's a fight that you need to eventually win. Oh, that's a nice shot from Spur the moment he tries to fall back.
Good one. Hopefully that's gonna open up something for Levadia. Trying to dance around the middle. Taking control, the Lollipop is gonna stand still, stand strong, but the HE will not avenge his death already. And so, a couple of guys with a bomb heading towards the A side. That has to be the quick execution because MDS already coming up. The Ascendant now in the roster back here. And on the AWP, this could be very crucial if he picks up a couple of the kills, but this isn't going his way. As Levadia totally changed their plans. It's gonna be mid-take and 1 here by himself. This has to be the hold of his life. And hopefully he will keep on shooting, keep on wallbanging just a little. That was that he had left to finish up one more guy. But B-bomb side, that's gonna be the plan.
Well, the information is known. Mid was already pushed on the flank, but Leo with the Deagle doesn't even have to play with the M4. The site is going to get controlled by Levadia, but in a 2 versus 4, and with a player onto 13 HP, this is looking problematic. Brilliance even just pushes through the smoke, no fear whatsoever. Vista shut from behind, and an easy double from Brilliance. Playing with the smoke, full criminal mode coming in. Nemiga get another retake successfully done. They're 5-0 in the lead, but a lot of these rounds feel like they've got plenty of chances against Nemiga. Just does not come up their way.
I've mentioned at the start that they might be still coming for Levadia, even though, yeah, those rounds aren't the brightest as we can see, and many casualties on their side. But they still get the money for the ops, so Spur is gonna take it and hopefully make its way for some open frags. Box is gonna leave it onto the Nemiga side. Once again, P gone long. No luck here and already 50 HP off. But this is, you know, the trade-off that you have to go for. And Lollipop, quite risky move. Up to Spur. Holds his place as switcher. That is great play by himself. These animals running around in need of a round. Just one would be good for reset onto Nemiga. There are though a man down.
Yeah, right now, 2-man advantage. Not that it necessarily always means that they manage to win the round, though. We've seen a couple of times before. There in tunnels, gets double pushed, surprised. They rotate towards the B bombs, and Brilliance just rushing through mid. No expectation that they might not be running towards the B bomb site, because that is exactly the case. Bomb on the back of Sikta running towards the A site, and currently Box trying to save the AWP. If he manages to keep the op alive, they have, I mean, I do definitely think that they have another buy coming in. I mean, Box is rich. Brilliance has a pretty decent penny as well. But the problem is this op, this a very incredibly dangerous and expensive gun needs to be saved going forward. This is all about timing. Oh my lord, he hits a no-scope from that range, and it's a headshot to boot. That is nutty plus lucky at the same time, but Boxy is very much stuck between a rock and a hard place, and he needs help quickly. However, he's not being flanked from behind currently. So that is actually perfect. They're not hunting. This is a bit of a surprise.
Oh, jail down for him. What else can we expect? You know, it's like a really expensive painting. 4.7k. Won't be lying on the ground anytime soon, as his team will lose quite a lot of money. And we'll see the fairly good opening frags from Levadia. They know how to get back, and we start back into the positive KD as well. Hopefully no more team kills this map. And so the CEE is gonna decide to go for 2-AWP strategy, and I would be, you know, assuming take the long, take the mid, but they're gonna focus and split it up though. As Levadia trying again, playing the intel role, and will wander around B side. They've had their luck on the side and around before. Let's see what they can offer now. The missed shot, the bait was on. And many times these baits really end up badly for the baiters. They sometimes just die, but Levadia, they know how to play with the fire. Hopefully they can run into box. Snapping out of the middle. Had to do some damage. Ooh. And he knew he at least gets the wallbang. Good assumption. Though the other op on MDS finishes the job. I saw mid is kind of crazy plays in here.
That was a nice little wall bang. Of course, double op setup from the Nemiga side, thanks to that saved AWP from the previous round. A man advantage. They did manage to get rid of Spur, who has been a bit of a thorn in the side of Nemiga in a couple of rounds, with the AWP being very nasty in his approach. MDS currently holding the B bomb site completely alone, and with a little bit of utility, Levadia are going to try and take B, but the problem is, well, this is all about timing, and can they get MDS off the angle? The flash needs to blind him completely, but they don't actually throw on. He does manage to get a kill. They already crossed in, but he's finding the trades, make that 3. Pops over towards the P250. Eventually does get taken down. Double op to be saved in the round for Nemiga, but what a solid hold from MDS. Coming in big, finally, with the AWP stepping up for Nemiga.
Good reaction and playing around the box. Of course, that's a lot of temptation to even fall back or try to molly, try to flash. But you can even see that he was not hesitating. He knew that he just had to hold off, and his teammates were coming to rescue. And he's gonna have a chance up at mid. Maybe to find another sweet kill. I think that he needs. His team could be up to a 7th point if they need it. Of course, Levadia, they come back last as to, will they do it this time as well? It's a hard task, isn't it?
And it's definitely looking problematic. But as you mentioned previously, that they lost this half as well, 0-8, and came back in the game to win at 16-9. So there's always definitely hope, but I do have to say, their opponents weren't the same caliber as Nemiga. Trying to rush forward in mid, it's Lair getting himself a double kill. The bomb needs to rotate through tunnels to hit that B bomb site. It's a 3-on-2. This does spot a player past the smoke, but the problem is, can they get themselves in towards the site? freely and easily because Lear is still dangerous, and so is Box. AWP still comes in big and a double entry towards that B bomb site. 7-1. We've got ourselves a domination coming through from Nemiga and Levadia. They do not know how to get themselves back in the game.
DK, if you've noticed, basically the two ops, well, since they bought them, they haven't lost a round. So maybe just that was a round to throw away those guns, they didn't need them, and so now it's working really well. As you can see, even up mid, even up short, they can easily get those traits, and no one is challenged really. Like Levadia feel kind of lost in the game. Hopefully it won't be a really long time, then we're gonna see them again pounce on their enemies. And so they're not gonna invest in here, or should they, as Spur already bought a Galil. Do you feel like these, let's say, tier 2 guns could still do the damage, like in AKs?
Yeah, I mean, how are you gonna go for the? They have to buy up anyway. I mean, it's just the case. You need to win something. But it seems as there must be some issues going on. Yeah, that shot still a little bit ridiculous. Tactical pause coming out. I assume on the side of Levadia. I mean, they have the full Brazilian, Brazil World Cup 2016 scoreline 7-1. Never forget. Third place, easy. But Nemiga, they're just, I mean, this is kind of, well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that this is the scoreline that I expected, but I definitely do expect that Nemiga are just, a couple of steps higher on the ranking than Levadia.
Yeah, there's a big step down with LGTV rankings, and of course experience though. Some experience for Lollipop won't be really that he expected this round. Happy for Levadia, open on their side, and so they try to encroach and stop these grueling rounds. They'll just keep on coming and losing them. 4 and long. This might be the hit they needed. Brilliance though. Hiding behind the blue box. Up in the position. No one's checked. Keep on holding. He's disciplined and disciplined with 2 kills. Much needed stuff for the CD side. And so patience rewards you well. Now though the flash and both enemies were quite off the position and off the sight for a few seconds.
That was a little bit of a mistake there. Mistiming on the flash peak. So something that, of course, you might want to have to work on a little bit more if you're Levadia. Those are the things that will become second nature if you play with the team for years and years, like Nemiga has done. Levadia not on the same amount of experience together, though the AWP from MDS coming in from behind. Big surprise, ZFX all alone, 1v2 right now.
Run.
To try and get that bomb planted, but he tries to bait it down, gets aggressive, right in his face, and the second one to boot blows him out of the server. 8-1 Nemiga, they continue on their winning ways.
Calculated, like 1 HE, then the Oper guns through the smoke of the HE, and just dusting down comes another. I feel like Nemiga playing some games with Levadia and letting them slide around and try to leave some space for them. But they'll be another Deagles, and Nemiga, they're not letting the cracks really open till now. So they'll probably follow up. The half is already won, and it's still a map 1 of the best of 3 series, though if someone loses, it's already elimination and no way back.
Yeah, another just wall bang tag from MDS coming through. It's just a couple of pistols this time around. Of course, just a couple of pistols doesn't really work in CSGO because they can definitely do a lot of work. Box flash comes out. He only finds the 1 though. That means they can pick up an M4 in the process, but there's Lollipop on the AWP up towards the A bomb site. With his molly, will be keeping the terrorists from pushing just yet. But with a minute left on the clock, there's still plenty of time to re-rotate, to adjust their plan of attack if you are Levadia. However, Nemiga, they look pretty confident in being able to hold to their sights.
Dream scenario, already 1 year, pushed towards B, so all the info is there. No one is coming towards this side. Hold A still. And slightly unravel Levadia, waiting for the push. But it's going to be the Lollipop EA side around the goose area. This must be his job with Brilliance on the crossfire. This must be it. This must be the cross. And so one of the kills already falls down. The two-man double kill. Collide for the style points. And so Levadia already falls down. That is just a nightmare for them. Lollipop already in the game.
Yeah, it kind of is a pretty big nightmare. We did see someone's nice little folders coming in, but that is just beautiful holding coming out from Lollipop. Absolutely stellar. Quickly peeking, firing a shot and disengaging. Though Lear gets taken down first by Spur. Gonna rush out towards A-Long, but Lollipop dancing aside the smoke. Will spot a player in towards Pit. Spur jumps through. And the moment he lands, hits his shot with the AWP. However, it's a 3-on-3. Box is there with his AWP as well, trying to peek in towards the pit, but needs to be very, very careful because this angle can easily be read by Spur on the other side. Though, look at this. MDS already pushed out B tunnels. Towards T-spawn he goes. This backstab could be gigantic.
Sinking down the whole Levadia, but they're still on 3 men trying to attack. Of course, the info is there, so Box posted up on the short. This might be again another unethical play coming his way. 2 players stacked up there, maybe waiting for the flash, maybe waiting for the peek, and so they'll wait. And Box has to fall off. 15 HP though. HE might save his life for a little, and so frankly, the bomb plan might be inevitable for now. Both Mollies. It is gonna stop it for a small time, but in a while, retake comes in.
Oh, that smoke giving a bit of cover to work with. MDS tries to peek through. They now know that there's someone towards short, but 1 CT, 1 A-long is also the case. Spam through, Switcher jumps right through the smoke. No fear. Brilliance does find the kill towards the player on ramp, but needs backup from M-Box to clear out Pit, and he does exactly that, but with that immediately the kill coming through, it is going to be Box trying to save the AWP. End of the round coming in, and that is Levadia on their second round secured. Things didn't just go perfectly their way. Both teams save an AWP, but a 9-2 scoreline is still very favorable for Nemiga. Unless Levadia can win the next 4 rounds, this is looking like easy pickings for the opening map.
What a monstrous play here from guys of Levadia. Just running through the smokes, not even afraid of a bullet. And so the bloodbath of Nemiga, at least for 1 round, they might be getting onto something on this one as well. For the bots, and one of those that they can't afford to lose, as there are no reserves in their bank. And the Estonian team approaching the B-bomb site. An earthquake could be coming the way of Nemiga. Many players are here.
It's only Lear to hold it down. And if they lose this round, Nemiga don't have any money to buy up. So this could be pretty big.
Right.
If you take the site cleanly and keep 5 Ts alive, I definitely expect Nemiga not to go for the retake attempt. Though, push comes in. Lear doesn't find a single kill. Still look like they want to go for it. Box nails the shot, but does immediately get traded out in a 3-on-4 retake of the B-bomb side. Most teams would just bail out, and that is exactly what Nemiga are doing. They're falling back MDS to save the AWP. They might try to recover Box's op as well. And it seems that is kind of the case. Brilliance looking for it, can't seem to spot it out just yet. Now picks it up and quickly goes for the sprint away, but needs to be careful of his backside that no one goes for the peak, and that is luckily enough the case. However, Lollipop's still nearby. Here's all the T's running away. And a little bit of a surprise shoot down from behind, but won't find a single kill, and the round is secured for Levadia on towards the third, and Nemiga on an eco. Well, you know, they still have 3 very armed players in their roster, but looking towards more of an eco buy.
Nemiga though robbed of the B bomb side as just one man. Yeah, no one expects the B push twice in a row. But this feels like a Levadia already found the edge and the niche of Nemiga. So just go for it. Estonians still have a chance here. I just have to keep on admitting that already they've had the comeback on the CD side, Levadia, in the last match. So Nemiga, of course, it's a different level of a team. But we'll see what they can offer this round. Flash up, though. Spur once again on point in the form. And it's going to be, again, pushed down the middle. And not even two guys can spot the detective work of Levadia. Already up on short. And so the other box has to be a bit back. And they're being surprised here. Now, no way to the retake. Only the HE can figure out a couple of the damage.
Yeah, Levadia take a little bit longer to start playing the game, and it seems that right now they came to play, they came to shred, and it was another buy-up from the Nemiga side, so they need to keep that AWP alive. Can they keep it alive, though? Flank coming out. It is being locked down currently, and they really want to get rid of Box, and that's exactly what they'll be able to get done. Only a 5-round lead right now. They're closing that gap. 2 more left in this first half. And if they manage to make it a 9-6 scoreline, this is definitely a doable scenario. Not that it's going to be easy whatsoever, because Nemiga are insane. But they found a way to break the CT side.
The curse is already broken. That's right. And hopefully, you know, if Nemiga met teams such as Skate or Run or Die, they should have more even fights. But Levadia certainly have the chances to go over here. Yeah, the gun already lost, and Vox really jumping around like a bunny and almost finds a second kill. MDS was already helping him out. So, again, in the back lines, the players on Nemiga trying to at least spice up the fights within this eco. Only 2 rounds still the switch, so they must use the most that they have. And hopefully Levadia can approach and extend the winning stage in here. Will be the 4th in a row. And so they really like a long. There could be a magnet or something that is leading them there.
It looks like it's going to be the A-long take coming through, but all the CTs are lying in wait for the push from Levadia to come in. Flash, though, instead of the smokes, they're going for the aggressive peek. You find quick trades. A lot of damage being dealt towards the Levadia lineup. MDS on the Deagle. Spots an op towards long. Only the head to be popping, but his own will be shredded. And now the last round of the half coming through. Levadia made a massive comeback happen for the time being. A singular op for the CT side, but a double op setup for Levadia's T side currently in the last round to be played.
You know, why would you buy 2 ops when the doors are already blocked? And even on the T side.
The nice little peek play. Okay, that might be a nice reason to pick up that secondary op if you're pretty decent on it. Have a little faith, because Levadia, they're starting to feel it and they're starting to shred. Even though if you look at just straight up only the kills, massively in favor of Nemiga.
Yeah.
However, Levadia have been looking pretty solid, and Spur's one of those players that has been on a point for Levadia every single time. Flash is perfect, but luckily not enough for Box. He gets back in the nick of time. That could have been disastrous.
Close enough. So it's again the advantage for Levadia. They know how to open the rounds like a cans. So they might even put on the 6th point on the board. They almost get in the back. The B side, it's gonna be their destination once again. And so let's explore the options, what they can do. Of course, they got a couple of smokes, movies, and a flash. The flash probably the most important, but set up heavily in the site. And barricaded CTs have to now withstand those 5 guys coming in.
Well, can they get it done? Flash completely blinded. Box out in the open. MDS tries to go big, but only finds himself a singular kill, and with that, the side is lost, and the retake is very hard to get done by Nemiga. 9-6 scoreline is a very good recovery for Levadia. And, well, a bit of an issue here for Nemiga side, because they just let go of a massive lead.
Ooh, it might be still interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a single thing that he can get done in the end. That is Nemiga 9-6. I mean, I have to say, I'm very impressed by Levadia's resilience going forward in this matchup so far, Sheepy.
DK, I don't know, like, isn't it obvious that they just had to have some time to rest? As they probably had some practice before, you know, a couple of scrim to warm up, and this is gonna be the main dish of tonight, and hopefully maybe their last, because it's still best of 3, so just the first map in the series.
There's still a lot to get done, though. 9-6 scoreline, fairly close. Nemiga quickly rushing up short towards the A side. And Sikta is all alone. He needs help because he is stuck. Doesn't find himself one kill, but towards Goose, his backup is just nowhere to be found. If he finds second kill, that's already a lot more than he should have probably been able to get. But the time that he kept them back gives the CTs an avenue to walk up towards short to find the catch on one of his teammates. And right now, the push coming forward. Will they be able to hold it down? There, that was a nice one tap coming through, but it's all onto Box. He is up towards short. Might be a bit of a surprise, but the longer he waits, the less likely they'll forget about it. And that is exactly the case. Levadia win the pistol. They're on 7, and this game might just turn into Levadia's favor.
So pistols split between both teams, and then we get one the first. So Levadia take the second. Not bad stuff. So they are still in the contention in this match. Maybe it won't be so one-sided as we maybe thought in the first couple of rounds. And of course, these fights are tough, and the USPs had the advantage, but eventually the retake was great. But I had to remind everyone that basically A side is so awesome as you can peek short, peek long, and be still safe. But who is not safe are players of Nemiga, only 2 down, just 15 seconds, and it might be CD side is gonna win here. Already 4 guys down. Nemiga loses the faith, and only a Lollipop, the savior of theirs, is gonna be going towards the bomb line, but 2 HP, and clean and easy anti-force. All right, switch the tempo then, Allegro.
Levadia right now looking sublime. Nemiga in a tough spot, going for the save coming forward, but very aggressively on that CT side. Levadia wake up and they just shut down Nemiga before they can make any steps on the map. And this is looking fairly dangerous here for the T side, because, well, not the end of the world, of course. It is the map of choice for Levadia, so in that regard, even if you lose this, you'd still be heading towards your own map pick. This is a bit of a surprise coming in after such a big advantage they had going in the earlier portions of this matchup.
Don't be afraid, fans, Levadia. They got you covered. And hopefully covered as mid, though. Now Spur tries to spice the ball banks. And now overwhelmed at mid. It's gonna be with ZFX. He holds, he stabs, but not enough. It would be rather just a 1 kill. And then Mo is gonna... Well, this is good news for Levadia. They can make a sigh of relief, but B-Set almost lost to MDS. Still fights for his freedom, though. Brilliant. Now with Switcher already off to the 2nd kill. And it feels like Levadia catching the 2nd breath as now everyone dies and no one resting except MDS. See, now he's let in 1v3. Maybe his comfort zone in here, but against a couple of guns on the Levadia side.
Well, can he at least make it hurt a bit more? AK picked up, but no, the scout from Skir will shut him down immediately. However, this time around, Nemiga will have a buy coming in. And we will have a full buy versus full buy scenario. AWP glass cannon for Box coming through as well. bit of a surprise factor. Let's see if Box can make sure that they're not missing Ida's balance in this matchup, or can show his own AWP skills.
Yeah, that would be cool. And already a boost up here in the long attempt from the guy on the CD side. So Levadia tries to back up the sniper against the sniper. And a couple of skins for these guns are in a giveaway. If you don't mind, check out it under the stream, and also type exclamation mark Intel for joining into one more. That's a bundle giveaway. And so 2 more giveaways on the site of CEE Champions. Check that out. And of course, thanks to the Intel and Canyon that provided these beautiful gifts for you fans that are watching the stream, and hopefully you are fans of one of the either of those teams that are playing here. It's 9-9, the first time Levadia evened up the scoreline, and so they are now in the saddle, but have to prove themselves. A-side hit.
Well, the A-side hit seems to be coming in nicely, but there's Spur again, aggressive for Levadia, finding the quick trade, a 4-on-4. Can they hold on towards site? They threw 2 smokes on the exact same spot, so that's a little bit of a mistake from Nemiga's side. But Levadia, time is of the essence, and they need to just push through the smoke if they want to make this retake happen. T utility is almost gone, but the CTs, they've got so much left. However, they're just going to bail out. The couple of smokes thrown towards short and the molly thrown in a little bit later as well makes it that they just don't want to risk losing their weapons. They're going to bail out, give away double digits, live to fight another day.
We just can't forget that they're map pack, so they could be still comfortable with even losing, playing under pressure, as they play against Niem or other teams in their group. Levadia, though, ended up with 2-1 scoreline at the group stage. They didn't advance for the first place, but in Nemiga, they've had clear 2-0 against Budapest 5, and they were losing 14-15 against Budapest 5 on Inferno, but one opening kill, I think it was from Lollipop, saved the game, put it into overtime, and they won then 19-15. So if Nemiga can play under pressure, then hopefully Levadia can adapt and try to do the same. But here we are in the playoffs, best of 3 series still going on. It is just the first map for anyone coming in lately. And ZFX really up close and personal for the needs of Nemiga. The old bait is up, and so the orb is still posted up. This time it won't be for ZFX, so a quick open for Nemiga. And do you feel like this is gonna be keep on going and get just trading one round for another?
I love the fact that Levadia are so aggressive on their CT side. It's something that you don't get to see often, especially not on a map like Dust 2. There are a couple of maps where you don't really see that much CT aggression, and honestly, the 3 maps that they're about to play are kind of all 3 of the maps that you don't see it too often. Dust 2, Inferno, and Nuke is where CT aggression, I mean, Nuke, Dust 2, Inferno a little bit more, but Nuke and Dust 2 normally, you just don't get aggressive on the CT side because it's very hard to do it correctly.
Will they save though? It's 4v5 and they've saved 4v4 last round.
Yeah, but this time they haven't reached the site yet. 25 seconds left. You get rid of a couple of players through the smoke, for instance. You could make this still a very winnable affair. The Molly burning them to a crunch, and 13 seconds left. They need to get the bomb on site and plant it, but Lollipop owns Spur, giving them an avenue in towards side. Go for the plant. Doesn't get denied. And now a 3-on-2 with the CTs only having Sikta left all of a sudden with Box's kill, and they know exactly where Sikta is lying in wait. 3 peek at the same time, and 3 are way too much to handle. Nemiga on 11, Levadia could go for another buy, but right now they're running starting to run on fumes the moment they lose this round.
Luck and note, that's the only option for Levadia. They're gonna try and surprise their enemies with a couple of guns, but of course, as you've mentioned, they are pretty aggressive on the CD side, send that in the wrong spaces, and so we are seeing the entry go away. You know, like you don't want to fade away the advantage so early in the round. Of course, if you have CT, it's even more punishable. And so they punish lone players of Nemiga. The Eagles are still up, trying to fight their best, but Lollipop clears them all, and it really the mashup of kills on side of the T's. And Belarusian team still tries their best and clean up the last remaining player of Levadia. Of course, 12-9, closer and closer to the match point of the first map. Pick of Levadia. And there should be another comeback coming for Levadia. And then a pause. Is it from Levadia?
Well, I would assume so. This is the third tactical pause used by one of the teams, and very likely it's going to be Levadia being the ones that are calling that pause. Because right now they are going to go for that full investment, so they need to make sure that this round is a win. That is like first and foremost. If they lose this one, you might as well just say goodbye towards Dust too.
You know, the comparison between those two teams. Levadia is playing around ESEA main, and they're gonna match up soon against Slovak and Czechoslovak team Asuba, as well as the match between the Opers was in favor of Box. Sikta punished in the lower tunnels area, so might be again a sign of a worry for Levadia, and one here just drives by Vista. What a wants to play in here, and the confidence is coming up and up. And mighty and high players on Nemiga, no chance and no problem for the royalty of the Barrows as they pick up another round, really edging their way and on fire towards the first map and its end.
Yeah, it's at the final pushes of that first map, and well, Nemiga came alive just in the nick of time. Box, very nice quick opening pick, and yeah, I mean, even though Levadia are on 9 rounds, and granted, very good job on their part, but as a oh, that's an aggressive run forward. That's the AWP being picked up from Box's corpse. But the problem is they're on the B bomb site. They'll already get planted. Retaking is already kind of a no-no. But saving the AWP is definitely a plus. You might as well just throw those pistols, of course, at the gates of that B-bomb site. But just make sure that the AWP will not be participating.
Interesting to save, 5v4. They don't even have a Kevlar, but the pistols could go in and try to at least punch them in the face. Maybe just 2 AKs to save. Are we still something gold for the team, but Lollipop holds and keeps on getting a bit more agitated against the pistol, and they are like little wasps trying to pinch you in, and so they got what they needed. All of the Eagles are down, so ZFX needs to save it, and it's the 14-9. Nemiga almost at the end of the map. So it's really nearing to the end. But Levadia, if they want to come back, then this is the best point in their CD side. They've lost 5 in a row, but they already won 5 in a row on the T side. Let's prove us wrong and get back into the action. And if you're a fan of either of the teams, don't be afraid and show them some love in the chat. They're gonna really appreciate it after the match. And maybe someone will even get a reward back.
Well, a reward indeed. If you are interested in the giveaways, there are some giveaways at the bottom of your screen. Press on the banner to win some Intel giveaways or some Canyon Gaming giveaways going on for all you fine people in chat. So don't forget to join up and get yourselves in the winning ways right now. That is pretty much exactly what Nemiga are trying to get done. Win this matchup. Go on towards Inferno and take that one as well. However, new map would be new chances. Levadia is still alive and kicking. Double up setup for the CT side. That might be a change-up that they could desperately need to turn this game around. However, you are looking at a very dangerous part going forward, and so far back, but Spur still finds a kill. However, trades coming through nonetheless. And the overwhelming T's are a bit too much to handle. The A bomb site's completely empty, and the bomb is just straight up rushing for it. Brilliant should be able to get the easy plant going in, and a 2-on-3 retake will be imminent, but no one checking top mid. MDS finds himself a target, but it's all on to Spur. He needs the quad kill to secure the round and keep their hopes and dreams alive in Dust 2.
This looks like Levadia forgot the keys into the site. Spur tries his best against the 1v2, but it's up, it's so rough to play it. And so he already falls to his death against Brilliance. And I would really say that the AWP is probably the worst gun to go for the retake with, but if you have nothing else, then yeah, just go for it. In worst case scenario, just use the pistol, as simple as it. Even here on Dash 2, onto the B-bomb site. Yeah, that's only a few steps away. But it's Nemiga on the match point. So, who's the fan? Now show the love for them. But Levadia, with the last possible buy, and even XM is there. And AWP still in play.
Well, a quick rush out, a long full spray from Lollipop, finds himself 2, but could not get the spray control going for a 3rd. However, A-Long has been gifted away. And Nemiga with a man advantage right now. Levadia don't necessarily know what's coming, where it's coming from. However, towards short, it's going to be Sikta on the AWP. Close range opping seems to be his forte right now. This is very dangerous, though. He does expect MDS to go for the peak soon enough. Oh,
All right.
They already just moved towards the site at that point. It's over. Don't really expect the scout and the auto shotgun to be able to make the retake happen in a 2-on-4 on towards the A site, though. That was probably the best and only chance that a auto shotgun would have a chance whatsoever. But 16-9, Nemiga, they started the map up gigantically in their favor, dominating the showdown, and then for quite some time they got beaten to a pulp by Levadia, but in the end they just came back with another win streak, and they take map 1 fairly convincingly.
Well, it's quite surprising when they even did that comeback on the T side, 5 rounds in a row. I was like, all right, they might be onto something, but do you feel like they were annoyed, in the last couple of rounds when they got the advantage, got the AWP killed, and somehow they still lost? What's the point there?
Yeah, that's of course a little bit unfortunate, but there's still another chance for Levadia E-Lines to keep themselves alive in the CEE Champions Tournament. We'll be back for map number 2, which is Inferno, after a short break.
CEE Champions 2021 is just keep getting hotter and hotter. Of course, we are in the playoffs, so there's everything on the line. No one wants to get eliminated, and we are still in a game for 20k in the prize pool. So Nemiga already taken the first map that was dashed to with 16-9, and Levadia were with the closed doors in the last couple of rounds. So DK, do you feel there's gonna be any difference in this matchup on Inferno?
No, not really. I mean, it's pretty much Nemiga are the team that you kind of expect to go towards the grand finals and take on Skade in my eyes. So honestly, I don't really expect them to get taken down even once before they reach the finals. And that is, of course, no disrespect towards Levadia. I just have such... I just put Nemiga on a gigantic pedestal.
I see. Well, I cannot totally understand that. Of course, they are better rated. They've played in an IEM fall where they came around the 6th place, where of course that was the best of CS region, where they are from, the Belarusian team against Levadia from Estonia. Of course, they are playing in the ESCA main, and they've got few achievements from their own regional tournaments. But yeah, sometimes like the experience isn't just the same, and of course, the lineup isn't really that old as 1 month ago. They've added 2 new players for Levadia, but I'm still kind of surprised, like very surprised. He used to play in Northern, and he's from Estonia. Why he's not in this squad?
I think Supra is in a level where, you know, he is a bit of a higher rated player, looking for most likely an international squad than just a regional team, which is logical. I mean, he used to play in Nordavind, Gambit, of course, you know, Gambit youngsters into Gambit, absolutely stellar team, and a little bit sad, of course, that, you know, that's the team that he ain't no longer with, considering their standing. Yeah, it's also most likely, I would say, what it has to do is you could be in a very tough spot when you compare salaries from a regional team from Estonia to a international roster like Gorillas, Nordavind, Gambit that he used to play for.
Yeah, so far the Estonians didn't have much luck as they got again bulldozed onto the B-bomb side. So the Nemiga, they still got the upper edge here, and they'll certainly have some bigger expectations into this match and this map as well, as they already are up onto first point, and if they win this one, they're already over to another stage of playoffs. But let's see if Levadia can at least do something a bit of a different, and they've tried to stack banana, no damage found on their side, so onto the A side they go, and they'll stack around. And they play hide and seek with their opponents. Let's see what they can achieve here. Few deals.
Yeah, waterfall play coming out, but has sent a few deagles for the CT side, lining the way on towards A. Will they be able to find anything right now? It looked like a nice gamble stack and switcher. Oh my lord. Does eventually get rid of the bomb planter, but not before the bomb was already planted and Vista 1v4. 2 of the C's are wounded, but he won't be the one encountering them. That is Lollipop shutting him down. Nemiga in a 2-0 lead, and Levadia on towards an eco. With, of course, that extra cash to make sure that Spur can get himself a big boy buy soon enough.
Not a big deal. Of course, if you already see a team that has lost the pistols and even the force buy isn't really working out, then the next buy won't be much of a difference. Of course, they've got HEs now and maybe a bit of more luck this time. Lots of nuclear damage and 2 guys onto the low HP. They are though still gonna play around B, and Nemiga are gonna run in here, and if they don't have mollies or a couple of flashes, this might be brutal with the USPs.
Well, quick push coming forward. Though a 2-for-2 trade is definitely favorable. Look at the damage. The T's are 1 bullet away from dying against pistols. And they're just going for the quick sprint up towards the A bomb site. This is definitely still winnable still for the Levadia E-Lions side, but what an immense amount of damage. And the gamble stack again, this time around though, does seem to pay off though. 2 out of 2 gamble stacks, and they walk towards the site immediately. That is just sublime. The damage comes through both sides, almost the exact same amount of HP. Vista and Sikta on 14 and 10, and Lear on 10, 14 himself. So everyone just getting tagged up by 1 bullet's enough to shut them down. Time is of the essence. Those CTs, of course, don't have kits. And with the kill coming in from Lear, 10-second defuse not going to be on the cards because Lear shuts it down. But the amount of damage that they managed to get done is just absolutely immense here, Sheepy.
DK, that was almost what we call in Slovak Pierce win. When you basically, of course, you get the win, but with really big casualties, and the casualties on the side of the Nemiga, that was really plenty of kills there. And if they've had a kit, of course, that could totally pan out differently. But they're gonna have double up with Spur and ZFX, and we've seen ZFX on this map. Quite a dominating performance on the CD side. Let's see if he can replicate it this time as well. Another HG, another damage. It feels like Levadia know their strats, and they'll need to defend this and really play around with their ideas around the B side. Stack of 4 players there. Really much intel for the CTs, and orientation coming from Spur. So 2 ops onto the B side, and hopefully this will stop the Belarusian team.
A nice little play coming through towards the A site. The attempt comes in. Double op CT side defense. Box spots a player out towards middle box. Though they need to clear up Shadow as well. Another nade comes out. ZFX does get taken down, but still nails a shot before he falls. A 3 versus 3 fight goes forward. The bomb hasn't been planted just yet, but that's Lollipop creeping up behind enemy lines, and a big surprise putting Sikta in a 1v3. If he finds a quick first, he might be able to make something happen, but that's gonna get denied immediately because Lollipop comes clutching and comes a wrecking.
What a chaos. You imagine, like, you have 3 people on the side. Of course, there's a smoke, but just 2 trades, that wasn't enough, and retake was really, really late, as they could maybe push out the guys from Levadia and find some info on Nemiga. They were trying to approach Banana, but, well, it didn't pay off to stack and sit around. So we'll see another eco from their side. Hopefully we won't see the same scenario as on Dash 2, losing a lot on the CT side. That was their Achilles' feet. And yet it may happen again. May the difference be now? Triple nade stack on top of Banana? Or it might be just killing with Lollipop, and his cooking is done at mid. Just 5-7 took him down.
Again, heavy aggression coming out. Trying to nade the gun back towards him so that the CTs cannot recover it, but instead they're just going to rush towards the B-bomb site, get the plant in, play for the advantage. Though the T's, again, have lost much money in the previous rounds, and it doesn't stop just here. They're finding fire time on the side of Levadia, finding a man advantage, though. For Nemiga, they get the bomb plant in, and the retake's going to be fairly tough. CT's probably just looking to deal a bit more damage in the process, but can they find much more? Lear so far has been on top of his game as well in this series, and Sikta with the deagle in hand, just hoping that one of the T's gets a little bit too antsy and gives them a freebie.
No more deaths on set of Nemiga. I don't know, DK, but I think I've noticed the Nemiga basically have 3 opers and anyone can play it on, of course, a different level, but isn't it like a bit of a special if someone has like 2 dedicated opers or even 3, 4 that can play the op instead?
Well, nice damage being dealt so far. Double op setup for Levadia on the CT side. Again, they tried it previously. Did not work out that well in their favor, but new round, new chances. And, will they be able to make those chances turn in their favor? I'm just out of curiosity. Where does the name Sheepy come from?
Well, the trivia about the name, let's say my hair was quite long and, of course, hairy, so it was like a sheep's fur, and that's basically how it came from. And, of course, I was told like I'm walking or doing things like a sheep, so maybe it's stuck with me, and hopefully the Nate stack will help out to Levadia now. The box already opens up, and maybe end a save from Levadia. So, like a sheep coming through, Nemiga got to the bomb site. And of course, 3v4, do you think they're gonna even try that? Because it's B bomb site, you know.
Yeah, it's also a map where saving tends to be done a lot of the time on Inferno, and that's exactly what they're planning to do. Levadia bailing out will, of course, lose the round, but a bit of game time does mean that they keep their double op setup alive in towards the next. But a 6-round deficit's problematic, especially considering Nemiga have already a map advantage right now. However, we've seen Levadia time and time again come back from massive deficits. Can they do it once more?
Let's say they can. And they've had the losing side on Dusty. Why not repeat the same comeback now? They won 5 rounds in a row. Maybe, well, it wasn't 5, it was almost 9 rounds still. And Mia came in and shut it down. But when you see these quite fast opens and frankly not really a response from Levadia, do you feel like they can even change it up, even with the 2 ops?
And they need to find an avenue, and that's exactly what they're doing. That almost went wrong by his teammate walking in front of his vision. It's also surprising that both the ops were peeking through mid, which seems to be, you know, a slight little mistake in their discussion. However, 4CT still towards the A bomb site, and Nemiga, they're not slowing down just yet. They're looking to hit the A site.
Oh.
And okay, Lollipop finds an entry to give an avenue for the player to push through from balcony. Spur on the site. Vista needs to double up as well on his kills, and he does exactly that. It's a 1v2 for Lear, but he is stuck towards a graveyard. And it's a very tough angle to play from. Does spot out Switcher, but doesn't manage to take him down. They have a bit of utility, especially that Molly could be big to force him out of the angle, but no one's actually going to go for the peak. That Molly was massively off the mark, though.
Fighting with his fists, that's gonna be really, without availability, really tough job. We can see that the FX holds him well. And quite a good round coordinated from the CD side. Of course, this open up. And yeah, that could be brutal with another guy in front. But here it was, again, the opening party from the T side, and it almost gone really wrong for the CTs. I don't know if Levadia are afraid to go for the intel, or they still like need to figure out like how to trade, because that's why the many rounds are lost. Basically dying alone, like a lone lamb on the meadow.
Or a sheep.
Yeah.
Push towards... Oh my lord, that's a nice little no-scope, close range.
God.
And another one, CFX finds himself 2, but there's MDS and Brilliance coming in, clutching as well. Guns to the ready. Vista waiting for his teammates' flash to come through. Pushes through the smoke, finds himself 1, but the quick trade from Lollipop bailing it out, and a 2-on-2 ensues. But a lot of fighting in the first couple of seconds in towards this round.
What a frag fashion there. They still maybe though able to make it rain for Levadia. The round is still open. There's someone working with the smoke, and that's Sikta opening it up. Lollipop, the most experienced of these. 3 years in the same roster. He might pull this off. One guy for the smoke already down. Now all upon the offer of Spur. The nade doesn't connect. Maybe the flash will. And Lollipop has to walk through, go for a Stewie play, and he just needs to tap into the smoke. He misses though. He needs to get the kill. But in the last couple of seconds and a bullet, he makes it possible. Phew. A little sweaty situation for Nemiga.
14-4 for Lollipop. Absolutely insane performance. And as you said, the last millisecond in that scenario, and he gets the kill coming through. Beautiful stuff from him. Same as from ZFX though, close range hopping, not necessarily the greatest position to be in, but luckily Lollipop came in with this triple kill to secure the win for Nemiga. 7-1 again, just like the previous map, but this is pretty much the moment where Levadia started coming back, so everything is a threat from this point on.
They're on the other side though. Will they make some fun happen? ZFX proves us wrong, and there might be still a chance for brilliance. I don't know, like, how the hell does he have the balls to go in here? Basically peeking into 3 enemies, and still holds his faith. The Lollipop already executes one of the guys on the A side. Then of the, you know, like, he can find the cracks in the defense, but is it possible to retake this from Levadia? They have Sikta hidden in the apps.
We'll push towards the A site. Trades coming out. Bit of a whiffed smoke, but it actually gives you cover from pit, which I guess is pretty nice. However, Brilliance creeping in. It's a little bit surprised for a second. And with his molly, we'll be able to force out ZFX. But where is Sikta with the MP9? He jumps forward, does pick up the gun in the process, and it's a 2-on-2 rushing through towards CT, towards the B bomb site. That's going to be Box going for the plant, but Brilliance, he is lying in wait for anyone to give him that peek, to give him that duel, and ZFX is not going to do it. He instead is rushing through towards Banana, and that's a surprise Box was not ready for.
What now though? 1v2, 5 HP.
Well, they've got utility to work with. Smoke. Yeah, that smoke's pretty much already enough. There's a big fat gap in the smoke, though. Though he goes for the spray. One random bullet connecting on towards him could be his downfall. They soak the bullets. And after the defuse, he gets taken down as well. Levadia win their second round on the CT side. Still, their money is not in a great spot, but neither is Nemiga's.
You know, it's like basically a meat cracker or meat. I don't know the word. Basically, when you get the meat and it goes through the machine, and I don't know. I've lost the idea, but basically it's a massacre for Levadia. Though somehow the meat shield worked out pretty well, and so banana control at least semi-taken for Levadia. A bit of a progress here. What they can offer us now with, again, 3 men at B.
Well, there's a quick double entry from Box, though, and he says no more chances here. Levadia quickly decimates banana control, and Levadia, they do find a quick trade in the process, but Vista, they know where he is, down to 21 HP, doesn't even see any of his opponents, and the bomb will go down. A 4-on-3 fight from this point on. The retake looks a very tough one for Levadia to manage to get themselves through.
Can they make it though? It's 3v4, couple of smokes, and still a chance to go in here. Maybe the HE could have done some damage, but Levadia a bit afraid, and I might say even falling back and getting to the rescue the remaining guns. Of course, this won't be the last man that they meet, as Lollipop tried and chased the prey that was running towards the safe. And it might be another round for Nemiga. Even the reset for CTs is going to be horrible to even start up the next round, as there won't be many or much funds to work with. But at least 2 rounds for Levadia. Still better than the last match.
Well, that's an 8-2 score line for Nemiga right now. And Levadia, another full investment on their part. They luckily enough kept that AWP alive, so they definitely do have a worthy enough buy to win a round. They are starting to run out of rounds to secure. And honestly, the main reason that Nemiga are 6 rounds ahead is just Lollipop going nuts. The rest of both teams just very equal in terms of kills, but it's just Lollipop. I mean, this man has been a staple rifler and the star player of the Nemiga roster for years, as you've mentioned, Sheepy.
will be needed.
Oh, quick push coming out towards the B-bomb site. Box checking his angles. Switcher still towards new box. Lying in wait, but a nasty nade lowers his HP, and they know exactly where he's playing from right now. But there's more CTs in the process. He's trying to take the duel down to 4 HP. Still alive, though. Is that FX going for peak with Spur as well? This is a bit of a surprise, or so you'd think, but Spur can only get himself 2 kills in the process. Still a lot of work done. A 2-on-2 retake of the B-bomb site. A little bit more advantageous for Levadia, but still very tough to get done.
2 smokes, they can easily ninja now, with 1 flash from Nemiga slowing them down. Round of coffins, though MDS are wrecking in the smoke, trying to shoot through. Hopefully Box will kill his teammate, but will at least get off the Vista, and now leave Sikta into 1v2. Really unsolvable, even Sherlock Holmes won't do it, and neither will Sikta. It's 9-2, and I'm sorry that I couldn't get a response, but I need to pour some tea into my cup, because I'm trying to recover from a harsh cold. And yeah, Lollipop is really needed addition. Of course, maybe even IGL for the team. Yeah, I'll try to check Wikipedia if it's right. But in-game leader is Box. Interesting. Sting on a Clover frags. Who knows?
Yeah, the IGL stop fragging, that doesn't happen too often. Though there are some exceptions to the rule. I think Jerry from Fours has been one of those players that has been, you know, insane in the last couple of months on his performances as an IGL fragger. Though currently, Levadia again with a group up, stacked towards the B-bomb site. Pop Flash trying to throw it over, and a surprise coming in. The Flash is there. They find themselves a second entry. A lot of pistols on the other side, but the AKs are fairly tough in the process as well. Still so much work being done. Levadia always keep finding kills. But in a 1 versus 2, Spur does manage to pick up an AK, but will be surprised before he can even wield it. That's a 10-2 scoreline for Nemiga, and well, they continue on with their pretty solid run of form.
I've seen that AK on the ground, and it kind of got me thinking, because I've seen like a couple of weeks back a post on Reddit where someone was asking, why do people, when they have a deal and they find, or any pistol, they find a gun on the ground, like why don't they just use the gun instead? But you know, sometimes the guns don't have the ammo, so if you start reloading, you could easily get or get known the position of yourself to the enemies. So kind of tricky and smart stuff.
Well, another stack towards the B-bomb site. Went for a bit of a banana utility bombardment, but Spur single-handedly trying to hold on towards the A site. A bit of utility could force him out of that position, and well, they've left most of it out of their reach, though Nemiga not necessarily always the fastest team, but definitely do like the fact that they have kind of both arsenals to play with. They have a fast play, they've got a slow play. And a lot of the teams either have one or the other these days.
And even not playing the AWP, that's something that is kind of getting normal in this age, as no one like needs to play the AWP for the entry when you have like 5 AKs, even Creeks, or if someone is really feeling that day, then Mac 10 or anything else that would pop off. Of course, Cricket on the map Inferno kind of re-invented the meta, and people started to play SMGs as the open fraggers, because you know, if you lose the AK, it's a big investment. If you lose Mac 10, it's not much.
Well, quick rush comes forward, but the CTs are lying in wait, and they'll be able to tear them apart. Spur again on the AWP, finding himself 2 kills and denying entry towards the site for the Nemiga players. 10-3, okay, a little bit of a chance, but Levadia, I mean, even if they win the next 2 rounds, Nemiga are looking primed and ready to take this series in a 2-0 fashion.
DK, we've seen the half of 8 or 9-6 on Dust 2. Is it the sign now, when they have 10 points in one half, that it is over for Levadia, or do you still give them any chance, any hope?
I mean, Nemiga on the CT side is going to be very tough, especially if you're considering how dynamic they are on their oppers as well. Because normally, of course, they'd have Ida's balance, but I've been pretty impressed by Box and MDS's opping on the previous map, so you definitely do have to be very careful. Though, nice entry kill there onto Box, gives the advantage to Levadia. They make this a 5-10 and win the pistol. There's, of course, still a chance, but honestly, there's just such a big skill gap between the two teams. Even though Nemiga are not playing at full force, because they don't have everyone in their normal roster playing either.
Let's see if they can force their way in. B-bomb site. Their actual plan to hit it, even for the smokes, even through the mollies that would come, but it's only ZFX on the side, so he needs to go for the and call for the backup. Attempt maybe to wallbang something. No, this time it won't be working. He's quite close to hit someone, though there's still a thick wall behind it, and the castle or the ruins still holding well. Smoke failed. Lollipop can easily sneak through. Could be a 2K. The Sector reacts well, and it leaves two last remaining players on the Nemiga. Flash out, the Nova's flash. Brilliance keep holding, and 1 year helps him out. Though 1v2, now the time is running low, and the fuse kit is on the player's VFX. So 2 AWPers into the retake, and those two have the most kills. I must say the AWP is really tricky weapon to the retake.
Yeah, for the retake it is, but if you're in a 1v2 at the end, that is definitely not too shabby. They show exactly how it's done. Levadia on towards 4, last round of the half to be played. Will they be able to make it 5 or will it be 11 for the Nemiga side? Money on the T side is, well, pretty atrocious. As you can see, P252, Mech-10, Tech 9, and a Galil. But still plenty of utility behind it for the T side to get close and personal, and that's exactly what they're looking for. The op peeking aggressively. What a shot from Spur, only spotting out the elbow and blowing his arm clean off.
Good aim in. Now though, slowly and really sneaky, Nemiga getting into the apps. It was a good move that they didn't make any steps, and maybe if they could try to wallbang, there's a guy on the boost they still don't know about. The AWP is now in the play, Spur baited out, and the flash is brilliant. As Brilliance already put down some frags, but this time is sicked up. They already know that this is their way, and the cleanup, and really saving the half. Yeah, they are the heroes that are carrying the team up. Of course, ZFX has Spur on 13 kills, while Lollipop almost at the 20 after 16 rounds. You mentioned 14 to 14 after 8, so we kinda still got a few and managed to put this on, and wow, the smokes aren't even a problem, not even an issue.
Yeah, not necessarily that problematic for Levadia on that defense, though. Second half starting 10-5 lead for Nemiga. Again, they were so massively ahead, but then they let go of that gas pedal a little bit, giving Levadia a chance to get themselves back in towards the game. But can they, of course, pounce back? Spur, Deagle in hand. The full Nico experience does find the headshot. There's Box with his own P2K. Catch Supreme. And a man advantage for the CT side. He continues on, the bomb gets dropped. Oh my god! Box! That was just pure nuttiness.
Box rocks? I guess. I need to see the replay. Like, what's the reaction of it? Like, I don't know if he even aimed at him and even got the flash. So, while there was Deagle on Spur, Box took all the fame and just flicking off. Like, look at that!
I have no idea how he killed him. Like, that's just magic right there.
Yeah. Like, the prediction of the flash. Awesome.
Though, Levadia, only a couple of pistols. We saw in their Dust 2 performance that they're very aggressive on their T side. And it seems that might be the case now as well. They get apps control very quickly. And Nemiga falling back. just waiting. They've got the better weapons when it comes to long-range engagements. Just don't duel the Tech 9s right around the corner. There's the MP9 coming through, but he gets traded out quickly. And a tough spot for Levadia. They have a bit of utility, but not much. However, they overwhelm the M4A1S, and Box swaps towards the P2K because he's stuck with a tough, just unfortunate weapon at that point. No bullets left in the chamber either. And now it's a retake. Brilliance 1v3. All of a sudden, Levadia, their pistols are coming in clutch, giving them a chance to continue on this map.
Shift the gears. He's got a kit, so Brilliance won't be afraid to go in here. We tap few heads and already into the round he can go, but it's now only spectating that he can do. Levadia, I don't know if the pistols are the magic ones, but even on the pistols, or pistol rounds, they still manage to do some damage. And I don't know, like the Deagle on the first round, it's quite a big investment. And now the raid balls with Tech 9s, we've seen them even for a few teams in the group stage, and they like it a lot, just running around, getting headshots. Do you feel they should nerf it, or is it okay this way?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, pistols have always been a little bit insane, especially the Deagle. But nah, I mean, that's just classic CSGO. If you're just that good, you can make it work. And that seems to be the case right now as well. Though, Box surprises them with the AWP at the start of the round, getting himself an opening pick. But Nemiga grouped up on towards the A site, and they're just lying in wait. However, if they rotate towards B through CT, this could be massive for Levadia on a big surprise scale.
They don't even know. There are ghosts on long. Not even a step as they try to walk into the site, trying to face the Deagle, but Brilliance with this one at least tries to defend, though they still 5 in the site, hiding around, dancing, and still doing the damage. And AVN P9 works well, and it's 1v2 now for Vista, and 5 almost finishes the job, but it's Box who sat it around. He's the one to make it happen from Nemiga. Almost from pistols to the win. Now the op. Zip play.
Tough spot to duel, though. Box 1v1 AWP Vista. I mean, he's just playing headshot angles. The question is, do you really want to risk the AWP? Or just pick up the AK, and that might be probably the better choice. So, no fear. Coming in, creeping in towards the site. Needs to check his angles. And he no-scopes him. Close range. Doesn't even play it safe. Goes for the defuse. Should just barely be in time. I think it's on the verge. Oh my lord. Box gets the clutch going, and that is disastrous for Levadia.
Horrific. I really saw like the bomb already just... There wasn't the time to defuse, but I don't know, maybe he's got the music on. That could be the helping hand. But really a crucial round for Nemiga, as they've had just the pistols and Vista trying his best build. Really silent and sneaky player on the site. Both really decimate his enemies, and this might be the nail in the coffin for Levadia. They are no forcing, so no hopes lost yet. And so if you are a fan of either of those, anyone still can win, as you can win. Check out the giveaways with exclamation mark Intel. And of course, on the site of CEE Champions, at ceechampions.com/giveaway. And till then, someone still can win, and it's either Nemiga or Levadia. Nemiga with 1 point in the bag now needs to win 4 rounds to proceed into that round of playoffs.
Tough scenario, though. Nemiga might just get overwhelmed on towards that B bomb site, but will they expect clear? They do not expect him whatsoever. Brilliance rotated through, still alive, gets himself 2 in the process, but eventually will follow suit. Now it's Box and MDS on the retake. MDS only 40 HP, AWP as well. He is very quick on the move. They know that there's one towards New Box, but Box, well, he's keeping him occupied. Bit of a surprise there. Spur plays a game of peekaboo and shuts down MDS to pick up the AWP as well. That's going to put Levadia on towards 7 and keep them still alive. Ooh,
Beautiful.
almost ahead, but Spur wins it out because, well, he is pretty exceptional on the AWP.
And he's the one that is franking the most. As you can see, 18. Comparing to Lollipop, he's on 21, but he had a strong first half. Now a bit more silent, and as we see Levadia approaching the 7th point, they still come back really in sight of this Estonian team, while Nemiga waits with pistols, and we know they were quite rough to this side. Almost the round was over with them only. And with the bait, with the spray, could maybe indicate a position though.
Well, trying to get aggressive towards Banana does not seem to work out just yet. And Nemiga went for the full investment in towards this round. They lose it, then Levadia forces them on an eco, and well, it's not like they've already won this map. So they still have to be fairly careful in their approach. And yes, gets overwhelmed. That's the A site empty. And the remaining CTs should probably save whatever they've got left.
You know what? There's MP9. At least farm some money when Lollipop isn't on the same server as rest of the Nemiga. And so Box will wait, and he really should at least try to do something here. He's got not much to lose. Meanwhile, little ducky games around short. Maybe that's the idea about it. Just no one expects someone ducking on someone. And let's see if Box can at least find one. Maybe not even that, but Sikta falls into his arms, and the AK is on the ground. If he takes this, it'll be really important for the next round, as Nemiga won't have money to buy. Or it could be still a decoy, like a small Doja nade. But he'll instead go for the safe. Okay, good boy.
Yeah, he's just going to keep the AK alive. Can, of course, drop the 5.7 or Deagle. I don't know which one he picked up at the end. And he can toss the Deagle towards one of his allies so that they have something to work with, because this round, well, Nemiga in a tough spot, economically speaking. But Levadia slowly but surely creeping up and closing that gap against Nemiga, which if they manage to take this map, that would be a massive play. Of course, tournament life on the line. They lose this, they are out of the CEE Champions Tournament. That is, well, that would be very unfortunate, because Levadia has been a fairly impressive team this tournament.
Certainly, yes. 2 winning groups with teams such as For Glory and Lukiniem mixed from Albania and Kosovo region. I've casted the matches, and of course it was quite crucial. They knew how to come back. Will they come back here when it's the most needed time and there's no step back? But Switcher, exceptional and special delivery with his Mac 10. He knew how to open even on the pistols, as I've seen the matches in the group stage. And so now he can farm the kills, get those needed money grabbers, and Lollipop stands by himself. As we've said a couple of times, the most experienced within this team, already together with Nemiga for 3 years, as well as one more player with him. Levadia, though, they still have much space to improve, and rather can only get some experience and fix the mistakes from this tournament.
Well, Lollipop won't be able to find anything in the process. Maybe pick up a gun that should be blown towards Banana, but he's not even going to risk that move. Just going to play the waiting game and the round 2. Levadia, we are 12-9. 3 rounds sets these two teams apart. Nemiga need 4 to win it in regulation. Levadia need 7. However, it's going to be still a fairly tough game going forward, considering Nemiga are going to be picking up the guns this time around, and that's kind of a big... Actually, no, they're not. They're going to go for another eco on the Nemiga side. Okay. So they will at least have an AWP and everything they want in the next round, but they're sticking with just a couple of pistols. Bit of utility, aka nade stack, in towards Banana. Seems to be the play.
Why would
Though
you
it
use?
doesn't really find anything.
Yeah, why would you use the guns in the Nexus? Do you have the best buy? Will the Eagles be capable though? 4 of them coming in.
Oof. Quick headshot. Gets rid of Lollipop. And they just shut it down. Clean sweep for Levadia. Their money is looking great. Spurs on 13k at the moment. And 2 rounds only left between these two teams. Nemiga, they need to be careful or they might just get shut down out of Inferno and take us all the way towards Nuke.
You've said you're more of a fan of tactical maps. As you said, Cobblestone, Train, Nuke is also kind of technical. And I would like to see maybe Ancient, but I don't know if this tournament is really cursed, but I haven't seen any Ancient, at least on the stream. Hopefully we'll see a bit more, but B hops into way. Spur won't be as lucky. And the flash was on point and Box still boxing his way towards the enemies. Someone peeks one by one, even hits the angle and the ankle of his enemies. Only a chip damage on to last guy, but okay, might be still a worry for Levadia getting these sneaky little attacks. And maybe they should be getting away from the A. Maybe that's a sign.
I mean, if you've got Ida's Balance as your main operative in the team, and you've got Box as your secondary behind him, you're one happy camper. Because the team always kind of needs a secondary operative. It's just such a good play on a lot of different maps, of course. The best one would be Train, but Rip and Train, you shall be missed. You are missed. I love you. Oh, quick rush out. Lollipop, though, does hold strong. However, tries to take his opponent down with a flash. Won't be able to knock him dead. And now it's CFX 1v4 with the AWP in hand, down to 14 HP. Tough spot to get anything done. Does still have the bomb on his back. And B is currently empty.
Oh.
He's trying to run away, but he is in a very tough angle. Gets a tag onto Lear, down to 3, but 3 is still more than 0. My dear friend Sheepy, and that is 13 to 10. Nemiga finally win another CT round.
Yeah, I feel like Levadia had really good spree now. I don't know if like a Belarusian team just had an idea like, okay, let's now go mental, and Box just hits all of these, even the tag onto him, and almost finishes the round by himself. Yes. Yep, and MDS comes his way. But like those two orbs are supernatural. Even ZFX can play the second orb on Levadia. Spur now picked it up, and really Opers are in the way, and again flashed without any sign, kills the guy. I don't know, like if he counts it like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then shoots. Maybe also what one here did, and so 2 men has lost their lives onto the side of Levadia squad.
Yeah, looking tough with Sikta and Switcher both taken down. Nemiga, well, their double op setup seems to be pretty much the key factor on both maps. As a matter of fact, also looked sublime on Dust too. They're on the secondary towards Banana, and of course the main of Box. Lollipop, though, aggressively peeking through mid, but won't be punished in the process, and that is huge. He manages to get himself back. Though 45 seconds left on the clock, and Levadia do have the bomb towards A, so it looks like that's eventually going to be their plan of attack. Which would be great, considering there's 3 CTs towards B. However, they're sending back MDS to defend A as well. This might just be problematic. 30 seconds left on the clock. They need to move fast.
And they now get in. Alright, Spur already tries and does one Ferrari pick. There go his teammates, but the bomb is really getting close to the plant, and finally in the last couple of seconds, it's already over. No, there's still a couple of tags around. Mori into small pit. This is gonna force Vista out, and maybe he's got some anti-molly or something, as he doesn't burn. Maybe only the good guys don't burn. I probably am the bad guy then. But Levadia tries their best and finishes on the job quite well. In 10 seconds into the round, or into the end of the round, they'll pick it up.
Yeah, they managed to get it done, and now Nemiga in a tough spot, economically speaking. They find 2 entries on Nemiga, but they still get shut down. The push towards the A bomb site was flawless, and Spur on the AWP is just a phenomenal performer for the Levadia roster. 22 and 15 against Nemiga, not, you know, a tier 5 team out there, one of the staple tier 2 teams in the scene, won multiple tournaments and are just destroyingly terrifying to play against. And he's holding his own. However, the opening pick does go in favor of Nemiga again. This off angle from MDS might be a bit of a surprise for Sikta.
Still a few rounds that has to be won if Levadia somehow don't go into the overtime. Nemiga already played here on Inferno against Budapest 5 in the overtime that they forced as they were losing 14-15. And Budapest 5 kinda lost it as Brilliance almost lost his mind now. 2k on the banana and 1B going for more. Shall he go? Even at 3k, he's a maniac, and even with USP tries to impress. And he at least forces and avenges his teammates. Sekta by himself though tries to do the same, but another replica that would be on the side of Levadia. Again, getting brained on, and the flashes were, wow, insane stuff from Nemiga.
Yeah, Nemiga looked a little bit dicey at times, but they finally do manage to find the recuperation. That flash was on point. Brilliance took a little bit too long to get that kill, but luckily enough came in for that 3rd in the round, and that puts, of course, Nemiga in a very solid spot. Of course, Levadia still have plenty of cash to work with. Even if they lose this one, they probably have another buy afterwards with the lost round bonus and the likes behind it. Actually, 1900 lost round. Yeah, still would have enough for another buy regardless. But that would be against map and series point. So right now, all they need to do is win, 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 no matter what.
I hope that comes true, as Levadia really in the worst shadow of Nemiga. They're edging towards the victory. Of course, Levadia played against Young Ninjas. They've played a couple of their small tournaments and won few of them, but it is Nemiga that is on the major, that is in the CEE Premier, and into the boost goes Box. But he's out of the air, out of the server. Good positioning and awareness.
It's surprising that you tried to peek that with an M4. Though Lollipop, 1-for-1 trade, and now in towards the A site. MDS alone, he's pretty much been the only one in the server not fragging on this map, not on double digits just yet. This might be his time to shine, or they might just lose that A bomb site. Put this in a very awkward spot for Nemiga if they want to consider going for 3. But he finds a double lineup, even finds a heavy tag onto Sikta. Bomb gets dropped out towards long. Vista in a 1v2. This is a 4 map point. This is a clutch he needs to make happen, but it is very tough to get done there in 2 different angles. We'll be speaking through, but he finds the immediate headshot. Brilliance on the other side in Library, and he will be able to win out the fight. Brilliance manages to make sure that map point gets secured. So we're going towards a 2-0 victory for Nemiga or OT in the second map. Whichever will it be. They need 4 consecutive rounds on Levadia, or this might just be the end of the line, end of the tournament for them.
There must be now some random call for Levadia, because they need to change. You know, they are opening the frags, they are opening the sites, but some of the end stage isn't something that they are perfect in, and so the retakes or post ones is still something that is missing there. The boxes up now won't be doing much damage here, and you know, forced a switcher playing around. The H is gonna miss them. That switcher says hello to one ear, and so he's sent off to the space. But again, Nemiga, they have to go again against Lollipop. He had his play here in the last round. Will he replicate it? Will he duplicate at least 1 or 2 kills? Because Nemiga are in the worst.
Oh, Lollipop. He finds a quick trade. Gets somehow legged for no damage. 12 HP lost. That's a surprising leg shot from an AWP. Must have shot it through absolutely 5 feet of concrete. However, the push towards the A site, the flash is perfect.
Oh,
No one's checking short though. And MDS gets a double. Somehow, this all gets shut down. The execute was nice. The flash was perfect.